Mein Name ist Theresa, ich bin aus dem Team vom Axel Verlag. Wir sind heute hier im Bank Austria Salon im Alten Rathaus. Im Rahmen der Lesereihe HÖR führe ich jetzt gleich ein Gespräch mit den zwei Kinderbuchillustratorinnen Gabriella Németh und Anna Horak. Viel Spaß beim Zusehen.
Hello, my name is Teresa from Axel Verlag, and we are here today to talk to Gabriella Németh, illustrator of one of our children's books, and Anna Horak, also an illustrator of another children's books. Hello and welcome.
Hello.
It's great that you found the time to talk a little bit about your work, about yourself, about the challenges of writing kids' books. Maybe we could start off with a little presentation of yourself. Like, what do you do? Is illustrating your only job, or do you have anything to do besides it? Gabi, do you want to start?
No, but I can. So I'm actually a graphic designer. I do regular graphic designing jobs, and actually this is my first illustration job. So, yeah.
So do you do this on a freelance basis, or are you hired in a company? Or?
I am a freelancer.
Okay.
And mostly I just make social media contents right now because that's the one it's rolling.
That's the one that's rolling at times. Okay. Well, you have to do something, no? And Anna.
Yes, I'm working at a bookshop. I'm selling books, and part-time in the night I'm illustrating.
Okay, so that must be really interesting, no? Because you get a lot of examples of illustrations and you're surrounded by illustrators.
Exactly, yeah, it's really nice. I'm always in the kids section.
You're always in the kids section.
And yeah, it's a lot of inspiration, and I also know how to, what is the eye-catching of a cover, for example. So I have a bit of background for that, and it helps me a lot, yeah.
Yeah, I can imagine. That must be really nice also to see like how people react in the bookstore about the cover.
Yes,
no?
yes.
The cover is a really interesting part in the process of making a book. Maybe we could start talking about that. How hard was it for you in this experience of making these books with our publishing house? I know it from my perspective, but what was the challenging part of it? Was it really easy, or how did you perceive it? Like making the cover.
Making the cover. It was quite an experience. The cover. I had actually I had no plan. I was just making a picture that I thought was nice. But then you get all the other voices from you guys and from the authors, and a lot of good critique actually that I didn't think of before, and I think it turned out quite nice now.
I think both covers are exceptionally nice, really, I think so. And I have to say, like, I think the first draft we had of the cover was way worse. I think
yes.
Now we have a really good final product, also with voiced or, because we had like the cover we had before, it was nice, but it was not an eye catcher.
Yeah.
No?
Yeah.
Or what would you say about it, Gabi?
Yeah, I would say that was a bit overcoded, and I don't know, I remember the first time we sit down and you said that you need the cover first for advertising reasons, and we just sit down and look into the ideas, and I just sit there empty-headed. And I don't have any idea. I didn't have any idea at all. So we decided on that image. I think that was Sarah's idea.
It was Sarah's idea, yeah, the writer of the book, Sarah.
Yeah. And I started to make it, and I think we made 3 different versions.
We made a lot of different versions, yes.
Yeah, and we just settled by the last one, and I said, well, okay, let's be. And in the end, where all the illustrations were done, I just had this idea about the cherries, and I said, hey, can we change the cover in the last minute? It's okay.
Yeah. Yes, and when we saw it, I was so happy that you made you made more trials, because this is such a nice turnout. And you were like, maybe you can consider it. And I saw it and I was like, yeah, we take this one. And also Sarah and everyone was really convinced. So that was a good choice. So maybe now I'd like you to show me what's your favorite part of the illustrations in the book. And maybe you can tell me a little bit about how the creation of these pages went. Did you make drafts? Did you paint a lot? Or was it just a picture that was done?
Mm-hmm.
My favorite is the circus scene, and this was the first illustration that was made for this book. And actually the style of the book was shaped to this page, because that was the first I got. And I have no idea of the other parts of the book. So I just made this way, and it caused some problems later in the process, because some other images that Sarah planned wasn't really fitting the style, but we sort of made it in the end somehow.
I think you solved it very well.
Yeah, actually we made a difference between the imaginary and dreamy part and between the reality. So there is.
So I remember the first drawing that you sent to us. And in the first trial, the ear was really different.
Yes, in the first time, ear doesn't have a face, because that was just an ear in the bed. And also, we didn't have the father figure here, we had a mother figure. And I think mostly those are the differences, because we didn't change much. I made a lot of sketch before I sent you the first illustration. And I also made some color sketches too.
So, Gabby, you wanted to talk about this page because there's something that you really like?
Yeah, so I really like this page with all the faces. It was fun to plan it and plan all the characters. And when I designed this page, I was thinking that it would be fun to put a panga in it. And I asked Sarah if she's okay with it. And she said okay, so I was really happy. And I put this guy with the green mohawk in the picture, and I just really love it. I think this is the coolest guy in a book for 4 years old ever.
Okay, Anna, can you show us your favorite part of the book?
Yes, I have a few, but I think the favorite is the one where Lina is entering the dreamland. And yeah, it's pink, it's sparkly, and it's an adventure. It's like the Indiana Jones theme. And this was the one that also the authors really liked, where we sat together and discussed this scene. And it was so fun to draw it. It was so fun. And another one is that one with the names for the vulva. I enjoyed that really much to do. And I learned also a lot, because some of the names I didn't even know. So this was also quite fun. And because it was the first time I drew something like that, this Wimmelbild.
I have no idea how that's called in English. Like this kind of image where you see a lot of tiny things happening.
Exactly, yeah. Where you can search things, people. And this was the first I drew in this style, and I think it turned out quite good.
Yeah,
I'm really happy with that one.
That's very nice. So now you work together with one writer, and you work together with a team of 3 writers. That I think both of constellations were kind of challenging, no? Was it hard for you to work with the others, or was it easy? Was it a good cooperation? Or a good experience at least? Who wants to start?
I can start. It was actually quite easy, because they had this idea, and they knew exactly what they wanted with the pictures. So they sat together before and then brought me into the boat, and yeah, and I just started drawing, and I think they were pretty happy with the outcome, with the first sketches, and we didn't have so much to change at the beginning, and it was a bit difficult with Corona and this.
Everything was difficult.
Yeah,
Everything.
but
was difficult with Corona.
a lot of Zoom calls and.
So, Anna, can you tell us a little bit about the guidelines that the authors gave you? Were there any guidelines, or were you free to do whatever you wanted?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they had a kind of cover. No, sorry. They had kind of a picture already for Lina. She should be not the ordinary kid. She should be like adventurous and asking a lot of questions, nosy, and she should not have this classical body type. She should be like a bit stronger, a bit bigger, so that you have this body positivity type also in the book.
But she's not a fat child.
No, of course not. No, she's. I don't know what
no,
she
she
is.
turned out really nice.
She's a good kid.
Yes, she's really cute.
And she's a happy little kid, and I don't know what to say.
It's fine, but so they gave you some guidelines, but you were free to do whatever you wanted.
Yes, they had some guidelines.
And Gabi, I think with Sarah it was a little bit harder because she had very clear pictures in her head.
Yes. She planned all the illustrations while working on the book, and she also made sketches, and she had a very specific style she wanted. And it was strange because normally I work based on briefs, so I don't get sketches and other things. So it was a bit hard because I had to work based on someone else's thoughts, not on my own ideas. But I think we kind of made it well.
I think you, in the end, it was a little bit complicated, but you found a way to...
Yeah, actually, we were lucky. It was we finished the book just before Corona came, so we can get together a lot. We talked a lot, so communication was a key, I think. But in the end, I think it was a good experience. So I learned a lot about it. From it, I learned a lot from it.
Yes.
Yeah.
My next question, I think, will make you very happy because I know that illustrators like to talk about this. The materials you work on, like the paper and the colors, what did you use for this project? Like, was it something special, or is it aquarellas? I think, no. How do you call it?
Watercolor. I don't know. I think aquarelle.
You used aquarelle, and you also used aquarelle, no?
Yes. I know I use Windsor painting, if that's the question.
I just wanted to talk a bit about it.
But just the technique or the...
No, just like, it's always nice to have good paper and paint on it.
The paper actually was a bit of a problem.
You had a problem with the paper?
Yeah, because I had to find a place when I can buy the papers. Then I realized that there are totally different brands here than in Hungary. So I was just like, then I chose something and it worked. I mean, the third time it worked.
No, but also some people like to illustrate in a digital way. Do you prefer to do it on paper or?
I actually like both. I chose I choose digital if the style needs to be digital. In this case, I choose manual because the style required manual. So.
Okay. So you enjoy to do both digital and manual.
Yes. As I said, I'm a graphic designer, so I mostly do digital things. So doing things with my hand is kind of a hobby.
Okay. And Anna, do you also illustrate in a digital way or just do it manually?
I can't do it digitally. I never learned it. I learned a bit on my own, but I can't say that it's looking good. That's why I'm sticking to the traditional way, like aquarelle and pencils and other materials. This book is only aquarelle, watercolor, and actually I used a new technique for me. I just made some sketches in pencil, and then I drew everything in aquarelle, also the outlines, what was a bit kind of tricky because you need a lot of water, and with the outlines you have to find the right amount of water, and yeah, but I think I made a good job.
I think I cheated. I made the outlines with pen.
That's not cheating.
You made the outlines with pen?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, these are too thin, so I just didn't bother to paint it.
That's interesting to hear. Yeah. So my next question was about your inspirations in kids' books, or are there any kind of books by other illustrators that have really impressed you or maybe influenced your work a little bit? I asked you to bring maybe something along. Gabi told me she can show us some images, but is there something that was really important for you as a kid, or maybe even now as an adult?
When I was a kid, I mostly read child books, and the most famous child book illustrator is Laszlo Reba.
Laszlo Reba?
Reba.
Okay, I have never heard of him actually.
Yeah, he's famous in Hungary. I should add this. And most of the books I read was illustrated by him.
Okay.
So I don't know, it probably had an effect on me, but it doesn't reflect his jobs.
Okay.
But I don't know, I just really liked his style, but most of the books, so the books affected my feelings about the illustrations, I don't know, but this is the style that comes to my mind if I think of child books.
Okay. Is it more like a minimal style, or?
Yeah, I would say it's minimal. It's really cartoonish, and he really just used the black outlines with pure colors and only 2D illustrations. So we only get a sense of space by the order of the things and the objects, and I think that's all. He ripped down the gestures to minimum, so it was really easy to understand, and I don't know, that's all.
Okay.
It was really minimal.
But is he only known in Hungary? Because do you know if there's books in German?
I tried to find something about this. I found out that some of Erwin Lazar's books were translated to German, but I don't know if they choose another illustrator in Germany, so I don't know.
Okay, yeah, that maybe sometimes they change the illustrations also.
Mm-hmm.
And Anna, did you bring some books that inspired you or that you really enjoy?
Yes, I brought some. I was thinking now, in my childhood, I had a lot of kids' books, and I really enjoyed the illustrations from Richard Scarry and Quentin Blake.
Oh, yes.
They are really nice. And now I brought some because I couldn't decide. There are so much illustrators that I like. But right now, I'm really a big fan of Tove Jansson and her Moomins. I love them. I adore them. Everything she made with them. I love Penelope Bagier with her graphic novels.
Okay.
It's a wonderful style. I like it really much. And an Austrian illustrator and author, Michael Roha. He's working mostly with collage technique, and also with collage technique, Katrin Scherer. She's also one of famous German illustrators. Yeah.
Okay.
Really nice, really sweet things. Yeah, I love them.
So you're constantly also in touch with all the new books that get published.
Yes.
Did you always want to become an illustrator or designer, which is a little different but related? Was it always your dream, or did you have something else planned? Or
Well, I actually never planned anything, so I just really like to draw and write letters. When I was even when I was a kid, I always played with my puppets that they are writing. When I wasn't able to write, so I don't know. I just became a graphic designer naturally.
it just was a natural process.
Yeah.
You went to the university like, okay, I'm doing this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And was it always your dream, Anna, or?
It was. I can't say. No. I think it developed early. Yeah. I also loved to draw when I was a kid, and also the writing. Yes. But I don't know.
Or was it more a dream to become a bookseller?
Half. The bookseller, I have to say, it just happened like that. I was really lucky. And I love it. It's a really nice job and I have a good team. But the illustrating is where the heart is.
Okay.
It's really coming from here. And I mostly do it for myself. So I'm not so familiar with drawing for someone.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I do it for heart and soul.
For heart and soul.
Yeah.
That's nice. That
Yeah.
sounds really nice. Okay, so I think our little talk has come to an end now. Thank you so much for coming and taking the time to talk about your work, about the books you make, and I hope we'll see you soon again.
Thank you.
Thank you.